go. Welcome, Riddell Sports Network. I am Dan. News for you. Got my best and worst of the NFL weekend. Saturday, my picks of the week. I wanted to start with the obvious news. The Jets fire Robert Saleh after 2-3 start. Very well could be 1-4. Goodness gracious. Have a GMFB. Yeah, very quick end to the Rodgers-Saleh era. Rodgers/Saleh, not Rodgers-Saleh. I don't really understand the firing because Saleh is a defensive coach, and the problem is not defense, it's offense. I don't know if you are Aaron Rodgers. He says on Pat McAfee's show that he didn't know that Saleh was fired, but I highly doubt the brass would piss off Aaron Rodgers and not check with him first. Is he the coach or the GM or the owner or anything? No, but he's your guy. He's the only guy that the Jets have had in the past, 50 years who could possibly bring him to where they want to be. I don't know. But the Jets are the Jets, and they'll always be this way. Was Robert Saleh good hiring in the first place? Probably not. But was he? Is he the issue? He's a defensive guy. You got to figure the offense out. How do you go out and get Davante Adams? Claims to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Is that a good thing, by the way? That you claim that yourself is when you've been on the Raiders for 2-3 years? I don't even know how the hell long he's been on the Raiders. He's been invisible. So, sure. Go on and get the best wide receiver in the NFL because it's totally going to fix everything, right? Have a solid wide receiver core now. I don't really see what you're going to do, but I think especially with New York fans, they need somebody to take the hit. Not going to be Rodgers or anyone else. So who's the next face of this disaster? If you're looking as a fan after Aaron Rodgers, it's Robert Saleh. And everyone's seen Rodgers before. Rodgers looks, other than that game against the Patriots, he looks old. So I don't understand the move, but they had to do something, I suppose. But now you're putting the defensive coordinator, and here's bug attempt / Rodgers. Really weird. I don't know. It's just strange in general. But now you're putting the defensive coordinator as the head coach. So what's the game plan for the offense? You know, the thing that's holding you back. Right. More quarterback news, I suppose. Derek Carr to miss multiple games with oblique injury. Now, Carr, I've also heard slight abdominal tear. So same region, but Carr will be out for, it seems like at minimum 2 games at this point. So we get more websites. They just love their little pop-ups, don't they? But Derek Carr will be replaced most likely by Spencer Rattler, rookie, drafted by the Saints. They said they've been impressed with him in camp and drills and all that, but I guess it can't hurt. The Saints are spiraling. Lost 3 straight after the unbelievable start they had, scoring 40-plus points a game. Granted, it was against Dallas and Carolina, but wins are wins, especially when you dominate like that. But what's your game plan? Where do you go from here? I guess the answer is Spencer Rattler. I guess give him a crack. What's the harm at this point? The Falcons and Bucks are running away with that division, and you're going to be left in the dust. So maybe you'll catch some fire with them, or at least tread water till Carr gets back. When Carr gets back, are you really that excited? I don't know. He looked so good the first couple, and then all of a sudden, Eagles showed everyone what's up. All right, there's more pop-ups, more ads by Google. Crap. You could see this damn post that there's an ad in the way. There we go. Patriots bench Jacoby Brissett for Drake May's season spirals. Is this a smart move? You want to get him out and get him. Here's the flip side of each coin, right? Do you want to get him out and get him reps, real live game reps, or you could get him out there and get him killed. You'll never be the same mentally. The tough thing, but I guess you got to see what you have with him. I already tried Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, and I guess they had Brian Hoyer for a while. It's been quite the whirlwind since old Tommy Brady left the Patriots, but I actually enjoy seeing them. They're currently. Jacoby Brissett was surprisingly bad. Whenever I think of Jacoby Brissett, he's like that Tyrod Taylor range type of guy where he's bounced around to all these teams, but he's always solid every time they put him in. Or to Joe Flacco, I guess. Well, except when Joe Flacco was with the Jets, right? That's the only time he looked horrible. Everybody looks horrible with the Jets. Every quarterback. Can you imagine if Chad Pennington was drafted to a real team? He'd probably be a Hall of Famer. All right. This is kind of a weird one because I'm an Eagles fan and I forgot they had Devin White. Didn't play a single snap for the Eagles and they released him today. What? Vic Fangio, I guess, wasn't keen on the idea to begin with. It was just very strange that we didn't see him at all. Not one single snap. So, I don't know. He was extremely solid with Tampa for the longest time, but 5th overall pick in the 2019 draft. Now, he seemed like a guy that was around forever, didn't he? But he's not even that old, so I don't know what happened because the Eagles need help at linebacker, and he just didn't work out. Hopefully he finds a spot with a good team. Maybe he'll go back to Tampa. Never know. All right, let's talk some baseball. Start with some sad news. The New York Mets beat the Philadelphia Phillies last night, 7-2. They absolutely... Phillies were scoreless until the 8th. They just absolutely hammered Aaron Nola. Sean Manaea, beautiful game. And the Mets look like a team that can go all the way. It's weird to say that. If you checked in with his team in early June, you're like, oh, they're horrible. They might as well sell everybody. All of a sudden, here come the Mets, and they're just like the score in this game. They're just chipping away, just consistent, solid, chippy, scrappy. Looks really good. They're going to be a tough out. Tonight they play in New York to try and close it out. Now, if you're the Mets, the goal, obviously you want to win, but the goal is closing it out here. You can't risk a game 5 in Philly. I know you already beat Zach Wheeler there, but what are the odds you do that again? But congratulations to the Mets so far. It's been an incredible run. The other one, wow, Walker Buehler, 10.8 ERA. So I was listening to it was the Yankees game from 2 nights ago. I think it was Bob Costas. Such a high percentage game where the winning team scores enough runs in one inning to beat the losing team's runs in the entire game. This is the perfect example here. Padres only hit in the 2nd inning, but they put up 6 runs, and it was all a wrap from there. So the Dodgers answer with 4, but the final 6 frames are scoreless. So the Padres are knocking on the door. Could you imagine if there's someone out there who bet that it was going to be a New York Mets, San Diego Padres NLCS at the beginning of the year, you have struck gold. Unreal. Other games. So before these 2 games last night, all 4 games were tied 1-1, which I think is awesome. I've been watching baseball for 30 years and I can't remember a time that this happened. Again, here are the Tigers, scoreless for 8 innings. They put up 3 in the 9th, and that's it. And 3 off of Emmanuel Clase. So Tigers are chippy and scrappy. Wouldn't it be incredible to see 4 wildcard teams in the championship series. That would be pretty wild. Game 3 is tonight. We have 4 games on the schedule tonight. 2 NLCS game 4s, ALCS game 3s. Royals. This is another example. 4th inning, the Royals score 4 runs, enough to beat the Yankees for the entire game. I don't know why is that in the playoffs? It happens so often. Carlos Rodon, of course, with the loss, because you had to expect that. He's only making $31 million. You got to expect he's going to, right? But the Yankees, we've been watching this for years, and you always see, and I know it's the playoffs and it's a very short sample size, but you always see, especially with Judge hits 75 home runs a year in regular season. Can't do anything in playoffs. Austin Wells playing well, and of course 1 for 8 each time. That's just what he's gonna be. Chisholm with a solo shot late, but that was in the 9th. All right, let's move on to my best and worst. So a couple of these best are going to be offenses. The defenses, I don't know what happened. I think they took the day off. It was a pre-planned vacation they put in with the bosses upstairs. You know, they put in for vacation time and they got it. It was approved. Back and forth this entire game when I called this live, and towards the end of it, I started calling 3 games at once. It was really weird to do, but Baltimore beat Cincinnati in overtime. Joe Burrow had a really bad pick at the end of the game. But other than that, so Jackson 26 of 42. If you see this game or the highlights, then you have seen one of the most insane things you'll see. Jackson slips, falls, fumbles, gets up, stiff arms Sam Hubbard not once but twice, rolls to the sideline, throws as he's falling out of bounds, and hits, I believe it was Isaiah Likely, jumping in the end zone for the touchdown. Charlie Kolar had a 55-yard touchdown. Yeah, very weird game. Mark Andrews is alive, but I credit to both offenses. Good thing the defenses pay off because it was a fun game to watch. Bengals are 0-4. Look at Joe Burrow's stats with the exception of interception. So interception aside, 30 of 38 for 392 and 5 touches. Incredible. But the problem is that interception was in the 4th quarter. The Bengals were looking to put the game out of reach. Look what happens. Baltimore wins it. On a Derrick Henry run. It was Derrick Henry 50-plus yard run to set up the short field goal for Tucker, who we know. The other game, another game that was seemingly out of reach. It was plus 10 for Jacksonville. And Joe Flacco and the Colts, 24. Look at the points scored. 41 points total in the 4th quarter for these. And it was good for Jacksonville to get out. If they had lost that game plus 10 going into the 4th, it would have been a nightmare. I think we probably would be seeing the end of the Doug Peterson era, to be honest. But both quarterbacks played extremely well. Joe Flacco, 33 of 44 for 359, 3 touchdowns. And I should have put up the comparison. Joe Flacco's played 2 games versus Deshaun Watson's. And now we say Deshaun Watson because Flacco was on the Browns last year. Versus Deshaun Watson's 5 games. It's real bad. And then Trevor Lawrence finally breaks his losing streak that will make a grown man cry, I tell you. 28 of 34 for 371, 2 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but it was a long pass attempt. And the interception landed inside of the Colts' own 5. So it wasn't like a back-breaking play. But Trevor Lawrence looked so good, and it was very good to see. as someone who went through and we were doing our preseason, it was like our way too early predictions, and I picked the Jags to have some fun because this is the Trevor Lawrence I thought we'd get. We've seen flashes of it, but hopefully this Trevor Lawrence is here to stay. You can't throw for 371 every game, but the consistency, the accuracy, and just not being afraid to just get in there. You know, it seems like he's so hesitant. Let it loose. Got the skills. Then my last best of the weekend, the Denver Broncos putting up 34 points. What the hell's going on? I couldn't believe. So I saw that the Broncos won, but I didn't really pay attention to the score because not many people, unless you're a fan of either team, pays too much attention to these games. Denver, 34 points. This is a dangerous team. If they can start putting up points like this, this is dangerous for the rest of the league. So Gardner Minshew was benched after 2 picks. Aiden O'Connell came in and he wasn't much better. Actually, he was worse. And Bo Nix, 19 of 27 for 206 and 2 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. Good for him. Good. Glad the Broncos are looking. People had the Broncos pegged to be the worst team, and I thought they'd be bottom of this division pretty easily. Broncos win 3 straight and are 3-2. The Denver Broncos, 3-2. What the hell's going on? Speaking of what the hell's going on, 49ers in my worst of the weekend blow a 23-10 halftime lead and go scoreless in the fourth quarter. Now let's go down here. So Kyler Murray had a pretty solid game on the ground, an okay game through the year. Brock Purdy with two interceptions wasn't very good in this game. I can't wrap my head around this Cardinals team. You don't know what you get from one week to the next, but Brandon Ayuk actually showed up. 8 catches, $147, and a touchdown. But let's take a look at the drive summary. So all of the second quarter are pretty normal. Let's check out the second half for the 49ers. A 4-play drive starting at their own 13. 4-play, 11 yards, ended in interception. Next one, a 13 plays for 48 yards, ended in a turnover on downs. Next one, 9 plays for 61 yards, ended in a fumble. And their final drive of the game, a 3-play, 15-yard drive, ending in another interception. Every single drive in the second half, they did not punt, ended in a turnover. That's how you blow a 10-point first half lead. Right there. 49. I don't know what to do with the 49ers. Some weeks, oh my God, they look really good. And Brock Purdy looks like he doesn't need any weapons, which we've been saying that he needs weapons forever. He looked damn good a couple of those weeks. Still missing Debo, but last couple weeks he seemingly didn't need him. Kittle was back and Ayuk showed up for a change. Wait, Debo did play? He only had 4 touches back out, but all right, let's go and we'll check on ads. Right? God, off the pops, the ads. Horrible. Josh Allen had a relatively nasty hit. Seen some shit. Oh, crap. Because we've seen some stuff. So Josh Allen appeared to be getting smelling salts after a scary hit. Now, Allen never really looked the same after the hit. And here we go. Take a look at the video. There's a smelling salt packet. So, guy's holding that there. Unless he's passing him a joint, I'm not sure. Here's the hit. So, in general, it wasn't like a terrible hit, but it's the way his head snapped off the ground. So, he probably had a concussion. He laid there kind of brutally for a while. And he looked like he was knocked out. So, the problem is the NFL just in in the concussion game, the concussion protocol game, just to appear like they care. They can't let Josh Allen be on the sideline for Allen versus Stroud, right? Injuries happen. You have backups for a reason. Mitch Trubisky's no bum. He can come in and be serviceable. Would you rather have Mitch Trubisky or Josh Allen seeing stars? It's not like he was playing well to begin with. Well, let's see if I can bring this up really quick. I'd like to bring up the Bills just to show the Josh Allen stats, because the guy was not loopy. And it did not look good. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to protect your guy who's basically your entire team. 9 of 30 for 131 and a touchdown. Are you telling me? I mean, he did have the 4 for 54. Are you telling me Mitch Trubisky right now can't do that? Because of course he can. The other problem with this game was it was tied up at 20. After all this, it was still tied at 20. From their own end zone. Texans have 3 timeouts. The Bills have the ball from their own end zone with less than 2 minutes to go. And they throw it 3 times, punt it away to the Texans, and give them a field goal. And that's how they win. Very, very odd. But it was a pretty good game nonetheless. But you got to protect Josh Allen. If you're the Bills, come here, Buffalo. What the hell are you going to do if Josh Allen, if his career ended because he got another concussion the same game and he was never the same? What are you going to do? Just put Trubisky in. Stop playing. Let him sit the rest of the game. Who cares? Okay, you lost anyways, but let's say whatever. Let's say if Josh Allen stayed in, you would have won. And losing with Trubisky, so what? You're 3-2 with a loss. Doesn't matter. What matters is the long-term health of your franchise quarterback. The end. You know, what the hell these people are thinking. You gotta, and if it's Josh Allen pushing for it, you gotta save him from himself. It's so easy. Somebody's at fault. Somebody's head needs to roll on that. Even literally. But another bad of the weekend. So it's a good and a bad. So back to this here. The Houston Texans jerseys, best of the weekend. Their uniforms. Worst, the helmets. What the hell is that? The helmets are so terrible. They look pretty awesome, right? Those jerseys. H-Town, gotta go. The H, gotta go. Look how awesome this bull looks that's on their sleeve. Just put that on the damn helmet. What the hell? That H is so whack. H-Town. That's like when the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have the land on their shirt. Oh my God. How terrible is that? The land. What a corny nickname. Just put that cool ass little bull right there that's in the square. It's on the collar of their jersey or the sleeve. Just put it on the helmet. Then you got almost the perfect jerseys. Those are so sick. It's like an off red from their usual and an off blue. It's so sick. But that's my best and worst of the weekend. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Are these Houston Texans jerseys the best alternate jerseys in the NFL? A legit question. I do like the baby blue gloves there. Or I don't know. Maybe it's just default character, like create a character. But yeah, get out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys later.